welcome to the episode number 11 from the second season of the Be Fearless podcast. Today I have a very special guest for with us, and I am so excited. I can't wait for you to meet her. But before I present it to you, this amazing woman, I want you to tell me where you're listening. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay. Okay. So this amazing woman, she is a passionate believer. She has spent most of her career in the insurance and financial services industry. And then in 2018, she started living her career and pursue her passion for social marketing and reach the top of her company within a year. Okay. So she is amazing. And she's the founder of the Bigger Project. Let's welcome Mindy Backsen. Welcome, Mindy. Let me
That was my crowd going wild. See, did you hear that?
Oh, welcome. Thank you for being here today. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to jump on and to have a chat. And yeah, I'm just excited to talk. I like to talk a lot.
Where you coming from?
Bismarck, North Dakota, where it's a balmy negative 22 degrees right now.
Okay, I need to grab my coat now because that number just made me cold.
I know.
It's
silly.
So I mean, how you do it? I mean, how you deal with it?
You know what? I was born and raised. I mean, I'm born and raised here in North Dakota. I lived here all my life. I'm 43 years old, and it's just you just bundle up. You wear some layers. You throw on a cap and some gloves, and I mean, our kids, they still go to school when it's negative 40. We just put on an extra layer, and makes us tough, I guess, or crazy. It does. Tough or crazy, or maybe a little bit of both.
Yes, it does. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. But I mean, my brain just froze about thinking about. Have you had a lot of snow this year? Because I know sometimes like it can fluctuate. But do you had a lot this year?
We actually need more. It's a little bit dry up here. We do have, I don't know, probably a foot or so on the ground right now where I'm at in Bismarck, which is right central North Dakota. Out east, they usually get it a whole lot more. Out west, it's usually dry. So we could handle a little more snow. A little less wind and cold would be preferable. I would take more snow any day.
Any day. Okay. Yeah. I think I agree. Less wind and I'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for the audience that doesn't know you, tell us who was Mindy Backsen growing up and what was her dream?
Oh my goodness. Mindy Backsen well, I'll tell you, it's kind of funny. My last name, my maiden name is Bowman, and I'm from Bowman, North Dakota. That's where I was born and raised. So my maiden name is the same last name as my town. But who I was, growing up as a kid, small town girl, not really knowing much outside the box of my tiny little 1,200 person town. I was kind of who I was. I was the rebel. I was the naughty one that wouldn't stop talking during class. I'd get in trouble all the time because I'd be talking all the time, which now I get to make money talking. So it's kind of a beautiful thing. I grew up though with two sisters and my folks, my mom and dad. My dad was a politician. So he was in politics for 28 years. My mom worked at the bank and just kind of humble, basic life, really. Went on to college. Had a lot of fun, met a lot of people, was a lot of craziness, and then ended up pregnant with my son at 21. So I had my son at 21. Still didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, but I needed to figure it out pretty quick since I had somebody else that I was responsible for. So I went into the insurance industry, and I got a job in a cubicle answering phone calls for a health insurance company. Fast forward from there, it started my insurance career. Do you want me to keep talking? Because I won't shut up.
Yeah. Oh no, just keep on. Just keep on going. Just tell us your story because then I'm gonna dig in.
Yeah. Okay. So health insurance company for many, many years. And then I ended up getting fully licensed as an insurance agent. So had my PNC, my life and health insurance licenses, and started working for some different agents a couple of them being independent agents. So they were entrepreneurs starting, their agencies, and I came alongside them to help build those agencies. I found myself in my, 30s having a couple more kids and a husband and a dog, just really feeling, I don't know, like I was on the hamster wheel of life, just on the hamster wheel, doing the same things over and over again, never really getting ahead, nothing changing, which I mean, you do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, you get tired.
Yeah, you kind of get tired and get burnt out. In 2015, though, I was introduced to network marketing, and I started out just on a product, and I was like, this product's fantastic. And then I got invited to the meeting.
Yes.
And I said, there is no way I'm not doing this and I was signing the form.
What is it that we always say the same thing? No way. I'm not doing this. Not now. Not now.
I don't know what it actually is that we all, I swear everybody has kind of a similar story. Like, there is no way I am doing that. But after I listened to the presentation, and it was a good one. And I understood, wait, time freedom, financial freedom. Wait, I love to work. I'm a hard worker. You mean if I really work hard, I can actually reap the rewards of this? Like, it doesn't all just go to my boss. And so anyway, I did. I joined my first network marketing company in 2015. That company got bought out by another company, went through that transition. Blah, 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 blah. It's kind of crazy for a while. And then in 2018, I found the social marketing scene and was blown away by so much of that. But yeah, and 3 years later, I built to one of the top ranks in the company in 8 months, which is crazy. That's a whole nother story we can talk about. But and our team is just doing incredible things, and our customers are finding a lot of value in the products that we promote, and the way that we do it on social media is quite unique. And so, yeah, it's just been a huge blessing, transform my family, and my own well-being.
That's
I
fantastic.
feel like I'm valued again, like I have some worth.
Yeah, it's so important that we also do what we love. But how was that I won't say how, which was that aha moment? Which was it that just make you see, okay, there's something else in here? What was that really kind of like got you, besides, because usually it's the money, because we usually we go in, oh, we need like this extra amount of money, or like I need to make money fast, and that's usually the motivator. But what was beyond that? What you saw?
Well, for me, so the companies that I had previously promoted for were very much distributors, recruiting distributors. It was a lot of heavy team building. And what I saw where I'm at now is the ability for someone like me, although I am a team builder, I love to show other women how to make a couple $100, couple $1,000, whatever. That is like my love language. But but for me, what I saw was, wait a minute, the average person can come here and they can make a couple $100 without building a team. So this is a little bit unique to where I'm at. And some other companies are getting on board with this too, which I think is so necessary for our industry, but that you don't need to build teams to make money. And so for me personally, that was like whoa, wait a minute, this is different. And in building on social media. So actually, it's crazy is when I started with this company in November of 18, it took me about 6 weeks, and I quit my full-time job. I shouldn't really. Like my husband, I think he thought I was going crazy, which I was also turning 40 like 3 weeks later. And so I was having a little like midlife crisis moment. But you know what? I thought, there are billions of people on social media.
Exactly.
I can present these products to people, billions of people. And if even like a little teeny fraction of them buy, I can make 10 to 36% commission on that. And this could change your life. And so
exactly,
I just got very certain, I drew my line in the sand at that time, and everything changed from there. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What was like because we usually have to implement some sort of a system
Mhm.
to get our business started, what was your process? Like, what was like your top three things that you did every day to kind of like get you, on that
Yeah.
mindset and on the right path?
So for us personally, we really utilize Facebook communities, which I don't call them groups. If you guys still call them groups, I would highly recommend changing the language, because just flipping the switch from, do you want to join my Facebook group? And then everybody throws up and says no.
Mm-hmm.
To to, hey, you know what? I went ahead and included you in my online community. It's like, oh, okay. Thank you for including me in your online community. It's a whole different language flip. So I just want to encourage you guys with that. But so we use online communities, and when we are talking about product, or doing, we call them curiosity posts. We don't post
Mm-hmm.
like, here is my product, and here is the name of my product, and here's the name of my company of which you can get the
Hold
product
on,
from.
let me do an example.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, you're not like plastering. We don't plaster the name of our company and our products all over our page, because we
mm-hmm.
want to create curiosity. So
Exactly.
yeah. So you guys, and this is like a, it's a thing that's been around for a while now, but I'm telling you, when I started with the company and they said, okay, here's how you get launched, and there's a little launch process, and put up, this is a post, but let's make it your own. And then when people start showing interest, go ahead and include them in our community and then tag them in some information. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So
Exactly.
really, quite simply, it was creating some curiosity and connections on social media. It was including them in our online community, and then it was tagging them in some information and then
That's
following up.
fantastic.
So that's the system.
That's
That's it.
that's amazing. And I have tried that. That's usually the route on when I post stuff about what I do and
Mhm.
and everything. I found that is better because people like to be sold without being sold. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, like
I like to say it.
sell me without selling me.
Yeah.
That's the
You,
mentality that usually the customers have.
yeah. And
Mm.
I like to say it this way. I like to say, I love to serve people. And the product, what I have for products, it may or may not be a fit for you. And that's the
Mhm.
truth of the matter. But if I can provide you with XYZ benefits, and you think that, you know what, you look at that and go, I think that's a solution to my problem. Great. Let me serve you well with my product. I'm
Exactly.
going to invite you to my community, and you can take a closer look. And again, I think what's important too, Dagmar, when it comes to like inviting people to the community, it's on their time. It's on it. They're in control, or they
Yeah.
feel like they're in control of what's happening now, because they're like, okay, I'll look around. Well, then you jump back into that messenger message and say, tell me what you liked best about what you saw, or what questions do you have on that video that I tagged you in? You know what I mean? And you start, you actually do control that conversation, but it kind of puts the power back on the person to go,
Yeah.
okay, I'm in this community, I'm going to take a look around. It's not so pressury and salesy in that respect.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
uh, that's something that a lot of people, especially when they're starting a business, kind of like overlook because they're with this hype and they're maybe in a rush to make money, like right away because they're in certain amount of like financial hardship, and they kind of like get blinded by their necessity and where they are, that they forget about thinking from the outside. As a customer, what do I like people to serve me, or to
Mm-hmm.
how to approach me. And
Right.
you just brought such an amazing points, and I love it.
Thank you.
Now, I know that before we jump in here, we were talking about, because we both Christian women, and
Yeah.
we were talking about how hard or how difficult it is these days to show our faith and like share who we are 100% in social media. um, and I would like you to tell every woman out there that is listening right now, how can they still keep their faith and be, themselves in social media without being, um, I don't know how to say it, judge or
Yeah.
side.
I'll tell you something. One thing that really, and again, my spiritual growth and my just my surrender and dependence on the Lord has never been greater. It's never been greater, period. But one thing that I want to encourage folks with, if you are a believer, that, it says in scripture in Jeremiah 29:11, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not into your own understanding, but trust in him and he will make your path straight. No, that's Proverbs. Jeremiah 29:11 does not say that. That was a Proverbs. Jeremiah 29:11, let me tell you guys, says, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. This is important. This one kind of rocked my world. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope in a future. And when I read that in scripture and I underlined that and I highlighted it and I was like, whoa, here's what I know is when you go on social media and you are just truly authentically who God has created you to be and you own that piece of yourself, nothing else matters because he already has a plan. He already has a direction. Actually, Proverbs ties right into this. Lean not into your own understanding. It might not make sense to you, but it's not supposed to. You just trust in his plan.
Exactly.
Show up the way he's created you to show up. If you have a verse on your heart and you want to share it with people, there's only one opinion that you need to ever worry about, and that's the Lord's opinion.
Exactly.
So
I agree.
It's kind of like for me, when I realized that, I was like, nothing else matters.
I love it.
Nothing else matters.
Yes, that's right. Nothing else matters. That, I mean, when we are in alignment with our purpose, the purpose that he created for us, we definitely don't feel, pressured, or we shouldn't feel any way fearful to be ourselves and share who we are in the Lord with the audience. So I just want to touch on that point. So people out there and, men and women out there that are listening, just getting, inspired and know that just be yourself and don't worry about anything else. Now, moving on, because I know that you have such much wealth of, wealth of knowledge. I'm sorry, my Spanish is on the way, you guys, today.
It's okay.
It's like I'm fighting with my words in my brain. I'm like, come on. Even right now, I'm just thinking in Spanish and speaking in English. I don't know how I do it, but I do
It's amazing, really. It really, and I'm just trying to learn Spanish. So, there's that.
So, you learn fast. Anyway, so you have such much of you're such a wealth of knowledge, and you have so much diverse background. So I wanted to also touch on the fact that you are the founder of the Bigger Project. Talk to us about the Bigger Project.
Yeah. So I was doing a lot of self-development, personal development when I very first started. Really, in 2018, when I made the commitment to quit my full-time job, I was like all in on personal development. And as I was doing a lot of work on my values, and building foundation of who am I? And I think that's a really big piece that gets missed a lot, is laying some good foundational values for who you are. What happened was, as I was writing, I got to thinking about, bigger, like going bigger, go big to give bigger. Like this whole thing just kind of kept rolling over in my head. And I mean, so the Bigger Project is it's my name of my company, I guess, so to say. Oh, there's your, you have a huge dog. Oh my word.
He's a pit bull.
She's under attack.
I told you he will interrupt at some point because he's being so needy lately.
It's okay. But I was like, wait, does she need help? No. Okay.
I mean, you said bigger and he showed up. So,
yeah.
He was like, are you talking about me?
Yeah, I am talking. What is his name?
Reggie.
Reggie. Oh, he is so handsome. Don't you love him? Okay.
Anyway. Okay. So
anyway, it's okay. I know my dog was just whining. He is like a small little snack, my dog, compared to Reggie. He's huge. But anyway, so I was writing and I was like, go big to give bigger. And this whole kind of like, I just had a kind of a brain dump of what my purpose is. And it was like inspire and encourage people to take the big risks and make the big moves and do the big things. Why? Not to make a sale and not to be self-serving. No, so they can give back bigger of themselves to their families, to their community, to their church, to the nonprofits, to the missionaries, to the like for me, that is my passion. Is, I mean, it's great to make money, and yes, money makes the world go around, but you know what's even better? To be able to send, you know, money over to, you know, the Feed One project, to, you know, the children's sex trafficking, the all the things that are going on right now, to be able to
Help other people.
help other people, go big to give bigger. Like I didn't just go big so I could go buy a new house or buy a new car, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's, for me, that is my mission, is just to take the big risks and make the big moves and do the big things so I can give back bigger to my community, to my church, to my family, to the Lord, because that's, he's blessed me with all of this anyway, so it's all his anyway. So
Exactly.
yeah, so that's what the bigger project's all about. It's just, yeah, it's crazy how it's evolved even in 3 years. My word. It's awesome.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love everything about it. Is there you know what? We didn't thought about it, but is there a place where people can search for the organization?
Yeah, so actually, you know, and it's funny. So speaking, we were talking a little bit before we started too, like on branding, and nobody knows what the bigger project is. I mean, and that's okay. They don't need to. But on Facebook, Women Working from Home, Success Tips and Networking, that's my Facebook community. We're just kicking off things in there. So thank you for showing that. We're just really getting things kind of kicked off in there. It's building quite organically on its own right at the moment, which is pretty cool. So anyway, so
And
jump
I
in.
think that's the best way when
Cool.
you have a community that just grows organically, because it's the right people that is there.
Yeah. Well, and one story I really didn't share, but I want to just touch on real quick was, also in the network marketing space, there was a time where I was very alone in what I was doing. I didn't have anybody to really help me. And I felt like, kind of still on that hamster wheel in the network marketing space, because my upline was too busy for me and really successful and whatever. I reached out to somebody on the sideline once and they said they can't help me because I'm not on their team. And then there I just sat and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to let people just go through this on their own. And so I want to come alongside. I actually just did a live in that community yesterday. I was like, listen, we might not be in the same company, but we're on the same team. Let's just say that. I want to come alongside
Exactly.
you guys and I want to help you. Some of what I've done and how I've grown, and reels have been crazy, and it's all going kind of crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to share that with other people so they can kind of capitalize on this craziness too, and
Exactly.
help them out. So yeah.
And I love that way of thinking, because just I have come across about people too, like like you said, that they reply, "Oh, you're not part of my company. I'm not going to help you out." I'm like, then what are you doing this? If
I know. It's
it's
there. It's unfortunate part of what we do. There are some very self-serving people
yeah,
in this, but there's self-serving people everywhere in the world. We just, I just can't align with that, because when we collaborate, just like we're doing right now, collaboration. Here's. Let me go back to scripture real quick because
it's
this is a good one.
magical, if you
I'm
want to
telling
call it
you,
like that.
this is good. So in Luke, it's like Luke chapter 6, verse 36 something. It says, "Give, and it will be given unto you, pressed down, shaken up, and running over. For the measure in which you give, it will be given back to you." And
Exactly.
when I see people like us start collaborating and giving of our time and giving of our talent and giving of uh, our bandwidth, you know what I mean, and our intellectual property, we just give it. Just all of a sudden it just comes back, and it can come back in big waves, and it's so neat how that works.
I know. Well, I just want to say, you guys, I love Mindy. I love everything about her, and
Mm,
she is amazing. And if you have not listened well, and like not to get that, Mindy Backsen can't help you out.
yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you then. So don't forget to go to the Facebook community and search for Women Success Tips and join the group. I mean,
Yeah,
community. Hello.
community, there you go. Way to catch yourself so
Autocorrect.
quickly. I'm proud of you.
That's what I call autocorrect.
That's good.
On the spot. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mindy, for your time. I really appreciate it. Before we leave, tell us, what is your number one tip for success?
Oh my goodness. Number one, here's the thing. I got to tell you something real quick. Success, one of my favorite books. I actually have it. It's buried. It's buried. Here it is. One of my favorite books when you were speaking of success, it is this one. It's The Greatest Salesman in the World. It changed my life. And here's what he talks about success. Okay. Success is different to everyone, but
Yes.
failure is the same. Failure is man's inability to reach their goals, whatever they may be. So for me, when I talk about my number one tip for success, it might just be very different from everyone else, and that's okay. Okay. So I just want to point that out. Success
No
is different
problem.
for everyone. But number one success tip, oh my goodness, to be honest with you, quite simply, it's to commit. It's to commit to the process. It's to commit to the team. It's to commit to that passion, that drive. We all go through ups and downs. There's always mountains and valleys on this journey, but it is a matter of drawing the line in the sand and really committing to it, because the places it will take you, I just can't imagine my life any other way. So for me, it's all about commitment.
I love it. Well, thank you so much,
You're
Mindy,
welcome.
for being here with us. So I before I go, guys, I have to let you know that if you have not yet follow us on Facebook so you can catch the live replay, you better do. Go to Facebook, DM Dagmar Torres, and that's where the Be Fearless podcast is live Mondays and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. If you have not followed me yet into Instagram, don't forget to search for the Success Strategist at Instagram. And then the podcast is also in Anchor, and then it gets distributed to a lot of other platforms like Spotify. So also search for the audio version of this there. And if you have not bought my book, Dauntless: Creating Your Blueprint for Success, you can go to Amazon and get the book, and then go to dauntlessbook.com/promo, where you can get my freebie where I give you the 5 steps to jumpstart success. So in the meantime, you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to unlock your potential and be fearless. Until then, bye-bye.